She wakes suddenly. Her eyes open into the dim light of early morning. For a moment, nothing moves. Her hand touches the ground. Cold, empty. She pauses. Her fingers move across the earth as if something should still be there. Nothing. She's awakened fully now. The place where he lay is bare. The forest is still. The air is cold. She's running through the forest now, without thinking, her bare feet ignoring the thorns and pebbles that torment her feet. She looks around quickly. Left, right, behind her. No movement, no sound. She keeps moving. Swami? No answer. Louder now. Swami! The forest gives nothing back. From the Mahabharata, Satu supta prabuddha cha nalam nadhya gacchata vilalap tada dukkhat pranay priyataram patim. She awoke and did not find Nal. And she lamented for her husband, who was dearer to her than life. She does not remain still. She steps forward, then another. Her voice breaks through the silence. She had shared her garment with Nal, and now she is not clothed adequately for the cold. But she ignores her own plight, calls again, louder this time. No answer. She keeps moving. There is no direction she understands, but she is no longer standing where she woke. He is gone. She does not know why, but she has already begun to follow him. She keeps moving. Not in a straight line, but in the direction she last felt him. Her eyes stay on the ground. Leaves are disturbed. A faint line through the grass. She steps toward it. Then again, faster now. Swami, please answer, where are you? Her voice cuts through the trees. No answer. A branch catches her garment and rips it further. She pulls free and keeps moving. The marks are not clear. They break, reappear. She shifts direction slightly, trying to follow what she cannot fully see. Does not stop. Her steps quicken. The ground dips suddenly. She stumbles, catches herself with her hands, rises immediately, looks around again, as if he might appear if she turns fast enough. Swami? Louder now. The sound travels and disappears. From the Mahabharata. Ha heti vilapanti sa nalam, marga manvagat, vananteshu vichinvana, dukkha shoka samanvita. Crying out in grief, she follows the path of Nal, searching through the forest, overcome with sorrow. She focuses ahead, squinting at a faint light ahead. Her heart rate quickens. Maybe that's her Swami. She moves toward it. But the trail has ended. And so has the forest. She sees the outline of a city ahead. She continues towards it. She finally emerges out of the forest into the city. And when she finally reaches people, something unexpected happens. Teta drishtva vishalakshim rupena pratimam striyam, ashcharyam paramam jagmuhu, kasyayam devatapama. They saw her with large eyes and an incomparable beauty. They were greatly astonished. Whose is this woman who appears like a goddess? Not because she announces herself, not because she demands help, because of what she carries even now. Dignity. She hears them, every word, but she does not answer. She does not step forward. She does not name herself. She remains where she is, standing between what she has lost and what they are trying to see. The question remains unanswered. She has reached the kingdom of Chedi and is taken to see the queen.